जी सर।
Namaskar, Swagatam. We would like to welcome you all on our 703rd webinar, Plant Trees, Save Earth. Today is Arbor Day. Now, Arbor Day is meant for create awareness to the people that please plant tree for saving the earth. So I would like to request Professor Agnihotri sir to introduce Dr. Syed Ashraf ji from Aligarh Muslim University. आज मेरा गला बहुत ही बैठा हुआ है सर, बोल तक नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
वो actually since you have traveled a lot and changed the water at different stages, that resulted in a form of this disturbance, throat problem, but still you are continuing. It's our great pleasure और हम लोग इससे बड़ा मनोबल मिलता है। मुझे जो निर्देश प्राप्त हुए हैं उसके क्रम में I am here to invite and welcome first of all Dr. Professor S.M. Ashraf Sahab, who is Professor and Chairman, Department of Namaskar, Salam sir. Tawful, it's difficult to just spell. Samadhi Tyab, Nodal Officer of WHO, NPSP and AKTC Hospital, Faculty of Unani Medicine, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. So he is a very much busy person with a lot of academic and organizational works. So it's our pleasure that he is available to our platform today, this evening, to deliver his concern and his knowledge towards the maintenance of trees all over world, not only India or Aligarh, and also how it will be helpful to save the earth, because when the number of trees will be there, the oxygen will be there, and the ecosystem will be maintained with the help of the roots of the trees, and also given the oxygen by the trees. So with these initial words, I welcome Professor Ashraf sir, and our second speaker of today's this webinar is one of our great contributor, helper, and knowledge tank of our near and dear Dr. Saikat Basuji. He has got a multi-talented brain and personality, irrespective of the subject. Especially his own field is of seed investigation and its modeling and all that. So these two guys are with us today evening for our this 703rd webinar on the topic plant trees and save earth. So with these initial words, I welcome you all, and do hope that a great knowledge will be shared by you to our platform, and we will be really enriched with the knowledge. Thank you so much with your presence. Namaskar.
Am I audible?
Yes, clear.
Thank you so much to Dr. Professor Agnihotri and Professor Pavan Kumar ji. Alhamdulillah, myself, Dr. S.M. Samriddhi from AMU Aligarh, and actually मुझे कहीं पे ध्यान नहीं रहा, मैंने डिनर में जाना था, मैं डिनर छोड़ के आया हूँ आपको अटेंड करने के लिए। सुबह मैंने ही टाइम को फिक्स किया था पवन जी को, I skip the dinner, और ऑनलाइन डिनर हो नहीं सकता। नहीं, आप अपना वो खोलिए, माइक खोलिए सर।
सॉरी, मैंने कहा आप खोइए, हमारी अनीता जी फिर जुड़ रही, लेकिन आप अपना आशीर्वाद दे के जाइए। अब आप ऑनलाइन आ गए, क्योंकि बड़ी मुश्किल से कनेक्टिविटी मिलती है। सो वी आर फॉर्चुनेट इनफ टू हैव यू, so please extend your views. Yes.
Respected Professor Agnihotri ji, respected Professor Sharma, and another Professor Sharma from Bhopal, and my another speaker, I think from Alberta, Canada. I welcome you all, and I am highly thankful to the organizer of this seminar to invite me for this, to give me this opportunity. and you have given me the perhaps 10 minutes to speak on the topic. And I must say the good evening as well as the good morning, because the Canada, the man from the Canada is there, is morning is there. So on this, you are doing you are doing a very great job. 703 seminar is a great job, and you have allotted me a simple topic about the safe tree and safe earth, or you can say the save life. I have sent the PowerPoint presentation to the Dr. Pavan, but I will take the uh, without the power presentation. So when we say the tree is very much related with all of us. We are the herbalist. We are dealing with the Ayurveda. We are dealing with the uh, mm, with Unani medicine. All of we are herbalist, and we are very much in association with the plants. And everybody know that the planting a tree is directly had relationship with the environment. And earth cannot survive without tree, and tree cannot survive without earth. And you will be surprised to know that in January 2020, the World Economic Forum said that 1 trillion tree should be grow and should be restored and should be conserved. And we have achieved that goal. It is a good news for us. And we should know why the tree planting is so important, and how can you make a difference. And the second thing, find out to why you should support the tree planting initiative, and found out how you can do just that by taking a look at the organization. Thank you, Dr. Pavan. Thank you. We have shown the slides. So there are the many benefits that tree planting brings to the pupils. And apart from the shade, and apart from the home for the bird and other wildlife, we can see that is the ecosystem of the world. We have so many benefits from these plants. Very importantly, everybody know that we can reduce the ozone pollution by planting the tree. With the help of the tree, we can dramatically reduce the ozone pollution. We can reduce the runoff. We can do something about the ground erosion, and by reducing the ground erosion, we could do a lot of regard with the rain and so many things, storing of the water, etc. So improving our mental health. Nobody say about the health. What is the relationship with the tree with the health, mental health? No, a very much relationship is there because of the aesthetic sense. When we see the greenery, when we see the plants, everybody now has some plants in their house and have the mental impact on this health. So everybody knows, children know that we are getting the oxygen. One mature tree can give the oxygen for 2 pupils for their whole life. And another benefit of this plants are to reduce the noise level, and it is extremely important in urban area, because there are in urban areas there are a lot of noises there, and we can control this. I will say about the how can we do the plantation. We can connect with several organizations, and we can donate the money to that organization which are doing a lot for plantation of the tree on its own. For example, this is an organization from Belgium, We Forest. We can donate the money, they will plant the tree, whatever we will say to him. Another, this is from USA, One Tree Planted. And they have planted 1 billion of the tree, and working in the North America, South America, and Asia and Africa also. Tree for All. This is another organization from Netherlands. They are doing a lot of things about the plantation and protecting the environment. So plant a tree, a very important goal to all of us. And tree are just like the lungs we have in our body. And forest, we should look the forest as they are in a sustainable way. Another online platform is the Tree Clicks. We can plug in the Tree Clicks, and through Tree Clicks, we can ask them to, whenever we buy something like the Amazon, and there are so many portal are there, when we buy anything, then they will plant a tree on my name or on your name. So it is a great achievement through this organization and through this tree clicks. These are the notable tree plantation NGO in the India, like Green Yatra, Project Green Hands, Sankalp Taru, Save Free Trees, Sarothili. These are the organizations which are working a lot of uh, plantation in India. It is very interesting to know that there is improvement in the deforestation. For example, in 1990, there was the 16 million hectares per year for deforestation was there, but we have improved further, and now only 10 million hectare per year deforestation is taking place. If you go among the top 10 countries, these are the 10 countries. From the Russia to the last one is the India, and we have a lot of forest in Russia, in Brazil, in Canada, USA, China, Australia, Congo, Indonesia, Peru, and the 10th one is the India. We have a lot of forest, and these are the country we have. They have the lot of tree species. Number one is the Brazil, Colombia, then Indonesia, Malaysia, Venezuela, Congo, China, Peru, Ecuador, Mexico, and Madagascar. There are roughly 73,000 species in the world, and 9,000 are still unknown. So these are the countries which are related with the different varieties of the trees. And if you see this slide, then we can see that Nigeria, Indonesia, and North Korea, they are lot of deforestation is there. But in China and United States, there is not so much deforestation, but they are the top two greenhouse gas polluter, having the lowest deforestation, but they are doing a lot of bad things for the climate and the greenhouse effects. If we go through the in India, we can see that in Himachal Pradesh, there is least deforestation in the Himachal Pradesh, and the most of the deforestation is doing in the Nagaland, 17.2%. So these are the tables. So we can say that the earth is just working as a womb, and seed is germinating inside the earth, and the baby plant is sprout, and then it comes out of the surface. So it acts like the mother. It protects the plant like a mother. So there is a symbiotic relationship between the people and the tree. Tree is providing the shade, tree is providing the shelter, and they are providing they are preventing the soil erosion, and clean water, providing the food, and providing the medicine. We are being the herbalist like Ayurveda, like Unani medicine. We are using a lot of plants and herbs for curing the patient all over the world, all over the India. And the trees are also providing the building materials, etc. And this is the tree. We can see this through single slide that what the tree is playing their role in reducing erosion, removing carbon dioxide, preventing flooding, adding oxygen, providing fruits, medicine, cooling our house, and so many things. So the importance of tree, there is a lot of importance of the tree in earth. So we should save the tree. We should, through the saving of the tree, we can save the earth, and through saving the earth, we can save the life. So this saving the tree, playing a role in balancing of our ecosystem, and every living creature needs food, water, and air for its survival. So through the saving the tree, we can reduce the greenhouse gases. Sorry, we can prevent the climate changes. Very importantly, we can reduce the threat of the harmful ultraviolet rays who are damaging the skin and the eyes. So trees are playing an important role. And this is the last slide in which I have a quote: "Save tree, save the earth. We are the guardians of the nature's gift. So this is all about my lecture, and I'm thankful again to all of you for patience listening of 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. आप जुड़ते रहिए यूनानी के लिए भी और जनरल टॉपिक्स के लिए भी. अग्निहोत्री सर.
सर बहुत अच्छा लगा. मुझे तो चिंता हो रही थी कि महीने का आखिर के दिन के लिए आपका डेट सेट था, कहीं इधर उधर आप बिजी हो गए तो हम मिस कर जाएंगे, लेकिन आप आए. आपने बहुत ही प्रेजेंटेशन के साथ में बहुत ही चिंता व्यक्त की भारत पृथ्वी पर होने वाले इस डेवलपमेंट पर और कैसे सुधारा जा सकता है. दोनों कॉन्सेप्ट आपने प्रोजेक्ट किया और बड़ा अच्छा किया. बेल्जियम और यूके का नाम, यूएस का नाम बताया कि वहां इस तरीके का वॉलंटरीली ऑन डोनेशन वो लोग वॉलंटरीली काम कर रहे हैं. थैंक यू सो मच एंड प्लीज डू ज्वाइन अगेन एंड अगेन. हमें अच्छा लगेगा, हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म को अच्छा लगेगा. धन्यवाद. ओवर टू पवन शर्मा जी.
Now I would like to request Dr. Sakat Kumar Basu. Welcome, Sakat ji, welcome. The ocean of the knowledge. Fadafat. Bol bilab. I have not seen any other speaker who can really explain such flow of the content and excellent. Welcome, Sakat. Welcome.
Thank you, Sharma ji. It's a pleasure to once again be on this platform. And talking about trees, like we all know about this fact that trees are important, and the environment for the survival of this planet, for the survival of human race as a part, trees are important, and we all need to plant trees. I mean, the government takes initiative like at the central and the federal, like at the state level, municipalities, corporations, the Panchayati Raj system, everyone takes care of planting trees, and we are going through a period where we are generating awareness among the school kids that it is so important to have trees, that we should be planting trees. But there is one aspect which is missing in this entire thing, and for which this is not becoming as successful as it should have been. And how do you see the difference? Say, for example, you go to a city park, or like, say, for example, say you get an opportunity, a special card for visiting the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And while you are traveling in those gardens, if you get the permission, you'll see that how the trees have flourished, and you'll see the flowers are blooming and they look excellent. They are in perfect good health, and all these plants that are around you they have a shiny look. This is one side of looking into this, into a prestigious garden which is very well maintained. And then as you are traveling, say you are crossing a boulevard, whichever city or town that you are located, you will see how dismal is the condition of the trees or the plants that are being placed on the boulevards or that are placed in the avenues for greening of the city projects and things like that. They're in dismal shape. They look very thin. They look very unhealthy, and they're not being able to even survive the onslaught of pollution that every day they are exposed to. Now, what is the difference between these two scenarios? It is that in Rashtrapati Bhavan, there is a whole section of people that are dedicated in maintenance of those plants. So, and what is happening when you are looking at the boulevards while you are traveling in a car, or you are looking at them, they are in a shabby condition because there is very little people engaged in protecting them and raising them. Now, like we all have been saying this, like, what do you call, each one, plant one, or plant a tree to save the planet, which is very important. But just like, as you will say in Hindi, ek bacche ko janam dena is not easy. But still, us bacche ko janam dene ke baad to raise that person or to raise that baby into a successful individual, ek aadmi banana, ek aurat banana, is even way more challenging. So this is common with trees too. It is very easy to go and plant a tree. You will see all our MLAs, MPs, ministers, cabinet ministers, or IAS, IPS officers on special environment days and things like that. They are planting trees, they are digging hole and putting the plants, and the journalists in and around them are so happy taking pictures of them. They are waving their hand, and nice pictures getting into the newspapers, magazine, newsletters. But has anyone ever gone back and looked at the plant that has been planted? I have taken a look. And in most of the cases, they have died a very miserable death because there is no one to take care of them. unless it's a very privileged, like if it is planted in the parliament area building, or in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, or in state legislative assembly, or in a garden, like high quality gardens that are maintained by the various corporate houses or multinational companies or big city gardens. But outside, when you come out, you will see how the dismal is the condition of the city plants and trees as they are growing. They're struggling to survive. Struggling to survive is because a tree is a resonating piece of life, but it still needs some basic elements for survival, which is like providing them with some water, providing with some fertilizers, whether it is in the form of synthetic fertilizers or whether it is in the form of organic compost. You need to provide them with something for them to sustain. Planting the tree on the boulevard is one simple thing, but to let the tree grow and transform into a tree so that you get the benefit of the tree surviving there, so that it can suck up the carbon dioxide, it can improve the quality of the environment. So just like an individual, if you want to make him an individual who just survives, is one thing, but if you want to make that individual into someone that has a huge contribution to the society needs to invest on those people too. Same is the case of trees. Planting trees mean nothing unless these trees are actually raised. If you visit any nursery, you will see, because these plants or the seedlings that are growing in the nursery are being regularly catered by trained person, farmers, planters or nursery professionals. They are so healthy, they are blooming, they are looking so good. But once this is procured and then they're indiscriminately placed in and around various corners of the city and the towns or the municipalities, down the line you will say 80% of, or I say 90% of them die off. Those that survive and produce seeds provide the next generation, but they are not doing very good. It is all those plants that has grown naturally in and around the highways and stuff, that has undergone a very natural organic growth, is the one that are really surviving. Rest, our initiative of plant a tree is not going very far. But at the same time, if you may have known about a person, I cannot remember his name right now. There was an individual from Assam. He went and saw a barren piece of land along the Brahmaputra river. And then he made a decision that I'm going to transform this piece of land into a forest. And he started planting seedlings. He started putting them seeds. And today, after 10, 15, 20 years, that place has been as dense forest growth as a reserve forest. And there are reports that elephants, rhinos, tigers have started coming back to that barren land that has been converted into a forest. Why was this successful? It was successful because it has been planted in a very natural environment. There is less chances of population pollution. There is less chances of people messing with those trees or plucking them out. A lot of time I hear many people suggest that in the cities we should plant fruit trees, which is a very good idea. But in a country like India, where people suffer from acute abject poverty, do you think that this plant is going to survive, or this plant is going to survive to the condition that they will mature, they will produce flowers, and one day they will bear fruits? I have seen the small mango trees that are planted in and around Kolkata city by the municipality corporations and other organizations. Just when the inflorescence turns into a little fruits, and these fruits are not even ready for eating even by the birds, they're so sour. But then there are people who come out, particularly little slum children, who will go from tree to tree and pluck all the fruits and will not provide the plant to get into the next generation so that they can produce and provide seed. This is unfortunate. Why is this happening? Is because we do not have this education and awareness about that. Not by planting trees we can transform the world. By helping a plant to thrive, by making and allowing a plant to survive is one important factor that helps in the propagation of the trees. Without that propagation, only planting does not help. Recently in Sundarban areas of West Bengal, there has been millions of plantings of mangrove plants and halophytic plants. The project hasn't been at all successful at all, because anytime these plants were being placed, they were subjected to very high rise and low, up and downs of the tides, which have been washing away these plants before they are well established. And mangrove and halophytic plants are plants that take a long time to even establish themselves. So they should have been placed in a much secure environment where there is less interaction of the people, or even people are coming there, taking the branches. And as you are moving into the saplings rich areas, you are disturbing the new saplings that are coming out. We do not have those sensitivity or ideas that when you plant those saplings, you have to completely close that island to human activities. Animals going there is a different thing. A monkey visiting a plant or a tree will chew up certain plants, but then it will take those seeds that are coming inside the process in their body. The stomach will process the seed, and they will be dropping those seeds as they're moving in and out of the forest, helping in a next generation of plant survival. Humans don't do that. Like, we only take, but we do not replace. But at the same time, I'm also talking about these people who are suffering from abject poverty. For them, excuse me, surviving a day is more than anything else a rest taking care of the tree. So there is this awareness, lack of awareness, or this lack of sensitivity about the importance of trees, in the sense that not just by planting, you need to help the trees to sustain to adulthood. If you want to see the benefit of planting a tree, just by planting a tree, we are unable to make any significant changes to our life. If you are planting trees in remote forested areas, yes, some of 50%, 60% of them will survive, but still a large section or a large number of trees will die off during the part. But still, they are in undisturbed areas where there is less and less chances of human interaction. Wherever there is strong human interaction, particularly in cities and municipalities and stuff, there has to be people engaged who take cares and there should be a prescribed duties or responsibilities given that they take care of the plant so that they can reach their adulthood. Otherwise, you will see we have like cows and oxes moving free on the street, and livestock going in and around the streets, and any new saplings that will be coming out, they will take them as part of the food. It is not their fault. It is our fault because we do not know how to manage the trees so that we can help them to sustain to adulthood. Unless it can reach that adulthood state, it is not going to produce flowers, it's not going to produce fruits, it's not going to generate seeds, and it is not going to give us the next generation that we are looking for. We cannot just keep on planting without the trees themselves helping us in recreating their next generation. So, based on these, what I suggest to everyone is that it is very important for us to understand that planting trees mean nothing unless we care for these plants. So let's change the slogan as just plant the trees, or each one plant one. I would say each one help a tree to survive. Unless it survives to the adulthood, we will never be able to get the benefits that we are targeting. We'll invest money and the seedlings will die at a very unprecedented time, giving us nothing. So this is a change of attitude. This is a change of action that we need. And also the other important part, particularly for urban forestry, we have open spaces, both in rural areas and urban areas, or I'm highlighting mostly on urban areas, that these need space filling. We have plenty areas whichever comes under the close observation of the realtors, or what we call in India as the promoters. They are transforming the cities, particularly into an ocean of concrete. If you do not generate or leave out space for trees to grow, these buildings are not going to sustain or survive, or our life is not going to sustain or survive, because we need that greenery. We need that connection to the ecosystem for the regeneration of the natural elements that sustain our life. We cannot just survive in big buildings out of cement and reinforced concrete. We need that greenery to survive. But for that, every available piece of land, if it is being transformed into a building or a construction area, this is not going to help for us to survive. Vertical walls are now being placed on the pillars of various highways, superways, and freeways around the world. India is not an aberrant part in that. If you go and visit in many of the well-maintained boulevards, particularly in case of Newtown in Kolkata that I've seen, they have done a marvelous job of having dedicated people who take care of rearing those plants, and then they go and dig, provide nutrients, and the corporation is providing water. Like in the morning, there are water trucks that are going to the boulevards and giving water to the trees, which is a very important aspect or a very important project to be initiated. Unless you do this, just by planting the trees in a hot tropical country like India, trees are not going to survive, or the saplings are not going to survive. Once it becomes a tree, it has its own strong root system that penetrates deep into the soil and procure their own moisture. Or when there is precipitation, it is able to absorb a lot of moisture within the plant system that can help it sustain, reduce temperature, help in expanding and providing shades. But we have to be kind enough to allow the trees to reach to that adulthood, to reach to those great heights. Unless that, a small sapling of kadam tree is not going to provide us something great. Unless we allow that kadam tree to become a gigantic kadam tree, then it provides the benefits back to the society or to the humans or to our ecosystem back. So this is the change of focus that we need. And with that, I finish my presentation and deliberation for tonight. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful evening, starting from arts and culture, moving into science and technology. It's been very well organized. I thank IRES members for organizing and hosting this. We will not hold much of your time. And thank you once again for having me on this platform. Wish you all a very good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Saket. Thank you very much. बहुत सही कहा आपने।
Thank you, Pawan ji.
यदि ट्री नहीं होंगे तो डेफिनेटली हमारे पास कुछ नहीं होगा। ये एड कौन शेयर कर रहा है? केवल 1 मिनट मुझे दीजिए अंकिता जी। अग्निहोत्री सर, प्लीज मुझे टाइम दीजिए, मैं वहाँ लिंक बना दूँ।
हाँ, नहीं ठीक है। एक्चुअली उनका हमने फोन किया ना, उनका फोन आ गया था। बच्ची बहुत ज्यादा
थोड़ा सा प्रियम्बल 5 मिनट।
ठीक है। So first of all, thank you so much, our beloved Dr. Saket Kumar Basu ji. As we know, when I heard you for the first time, really